Okay, so we have all those people out there who really influence and help change the course of our lives. Well, I'm 28 and I have plenty of them, but I wanted to talk about these people who influence me, but I just don't have enough time to do the whole list. So I picked basically the top 5 most influential people in my life. Now, this is going to seem completely random and surprising to people who actually watch this and know that they're this person. So, I'm going to discuss the person in general and the role they played in my life. Note that this is unscripted, I just have those names written there. So this is going to be honest, raw opinions on how I feel. Okay, so we'll start with number 5. My college roommate, Steven Deischer. He was a party animal. I mean, every weekend we had parties, and he was actually my last 2 months of college was my roommate. He really got me partying. I mean, I never had socialization like that before, so it was new to me and it was fun to me. He was a cool guy. I mean, the thing is that why I consider him influential, if it weren't for him, what he did, it wouldn't be influential, but what he did made it influential. We had, like I said, we had parties every weekend. That got my grades to go down the crapper. And because of that, I couldn't afford to pay for college, so I just went back home. Now, those of you who've been watching, they know I graduated from the University of Phoenix Online Campus. So, technically, if I had been roommates with Steve, if he hadn't got my grades to go down, and not, I mean, I had to leave college, I wouldn't be here like this today. I would be sad and miserable or something, with a job I didn't appreciate or like. My books would never have gotten written. In this show, you never see me talking about me. So, Steven, thank you for screwing up my life, but you made it better. Number 4, I'd say Sylvia Schuster. At CW Post, my college I went to, she was my English professor. She was very warped sense of humor, you could say. And you know, I have warped sense of humor, so perfect friendship there. I wouldn't think of being friends with the professor, but we were. So what we did every week, we had class on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So every morning, we'd meet up at the bench outside the building room, and she smoked a cigarette, and I talked to her. It was really great. She was really fun. She's the one who always encourages me to write. I mean, after the first semester I had with her, she loved my papers and thought they were amazing. I mean, my second semester with her, I got an A in the class, so she appreciated my work, and we had all kinds of essays, and I actually really liked them. I know most people in college don't like writing essays, but Schuster was great. She really gave good essays. Like, one time we did an essay about our American dream. That we got to make up and do a narrative. Oh, that was so much fun. I got an A minus on that. And because she had a warped sense of humor, and I had a warped sense of humor, I was a great student for her. Okay, next we gotta move on to Dawn Cruson. In 2014, I had been hospitalized twice, and after I got out from the hospital, they put me in an outpatient program called Partial. So what we did is every weekday we would come in, and it was basically kind of like school kind of thing. We came in, we had lessons, we did all kinds of things, we did homework. It sounds boring, but it was really fun. Anyway, my second time there, I met Dawn, and she is just absolutely hysterical. She really is. I mean, we were always cracking jokes in between the groups, and sometimes even making fun of certain people there. I know that sounds mean, but it was fun. I mean, come on, who wouldn't like a friend who could joke around like that? And even after all this time, these 2 years have passed, we still keep in touch. We're still really good friends, and that is what counts. Next one is number 2, and that was Carmela Trippi, which some of you may or may not know was my grandmother. She was a true inspiration to me, and you might wonder why she's only 2, but I'll get her out of that. The two of us, we spent a lot of time alone together. Because my cousin would be at college, my aunt and my uncle would be shopping, my uncle would be at work. So I spent all that time with my grandma, and we did all kinds of things. We had well, my uncle worked at a pizzeria and always bring pizza home, so we had pizza. And one time she would kill me for saying this, but we something was wrong with the pizza, and we got a massive case of gas, and that was what back and forth, but that's pretty memorable. She also loved reading, and I loved reading, so we'd literally sit at the kitchen table, and we'd kind of ignore each other, kind of not. And every once in a while, maybe every half hour or so, we'd look at each other, how's your book? Good. How's your book? Good. And then we just went back to reading. It was just an odd thing with us, but she loved what I wrote. She really liked reading what I wrote, and she really loved reading, and I know that if she were still here, she would want to read the books I'm writing. I mean, she'd be demanding it. Like, every time she'd see me and said, do you have 3 chapters for me? She would have totally have done that. Yeah, she was great. Kooky, but great. She was one of those people, when you're talking to, and they tell the stories, and you hear the stories multiple times, but every time the story changes, that's what makes it interesting, and that's how my grandma was. The most influential person in my life, I'd have to say, would be Kelsey Spreer. She has been my best friend since the ninth grade. She's one of those people where, when you're in a friendship and you get each other, you truly get each other. We really understand each other. I mean, we're both bipolar, so we connect that. We go to the same therapist, same psychiatrist. We hang out. It's really cool. She she was the first friend I made at my high school, Walter Patness, and I was in a really bad state there. That was after I was hospitalized the first time, and I was made fun of because of a certain event that happened, which I don't want to discuss at the moment. But I was just ridiculed for it, and everyone made fun of me. It was horrible. And Kelsey, the second we met, she walked up, I know you. You're Tim Cubbin. And I'm like, yeah. It was an odd start, but we were both bullied, so we protected each other. I got her back, she got my back. So it's it's really a great friendship, and even though it's 14 years later, we still keep in touch every day, which is just really awesome. I hope that everyone can have a friend like that. Well, I guess I'd say those are the top 5 most influential people in my life at this point. If I ever decide to change it, you'll get to know.